If you're looking to add a user, that's somebody who you'd like, a client that you'd like to give restricted access to the dashboard, then you'd need to create a new user. So if you look at the links down the left hand side and go to users, you can get a pop-up that appears at the side called all users, in which case that would list all the current users. If you wanted to add a new user, then click on add new. Then you'd be asked to provide some information, a username for this person. So first of all, we'll give them a name, another user. They'll need to have an email address, which they would use if they lost access and wanted to reset their password. So I'm just putting in a dummy email address. Then whatever their first name is. Site, not particularly important. I rarely fill it in, and then you'd need to give the new user a password. And just below, as you type in the password, it will tell you whether WordPress thinks it's a good password or not. Usually a combination of letters, numbers and other symbols improves the strength of the password. You'd want to click this box to send this password to the new user by email, but I'm not going to, as it's a dummy email address. This bit here down here is very important though. So if you just click on the drop down, you get a number of options. If you chose to make them administrator, then they would have the same level of access as any other general administrator. So for somebody who you just want to give restricted permission to, it's best not to give them administrator options. Probably the best one for restricted is contributor. So we're going to make this person a contributor. That means they can contribute things to their own area, but they can't edit anybody else's area. And if you're happy with that, you'd click on add new user, and what would normally happen is that an email is sent to the email address. And also as an administrator, you would also get an email to say that somebody's become a new user. So there they are. If you wish to edit their details, you can just hover over any user if you're an overall administrator and click on edit. Now what would happen, what would be the level of access if that particular user wanted to log in to either add a property or edit a property? Well, first of all, they would need to log in with their details. And then they get a restricted dashboard. So they don't get to see as much as the overall administrator, but they get options to do certain things. But if they went to listings, in this case, they would see all the listings that are currently there. But while they can view listings, they can't edit anybody else's, so that would make sense. But they would be able to add a new listing, and this is the information that comes up by default. should all be quite familiar. Remembering to untick those boxes, and whether you want to enable resource availability and booking calendar. And if the user themselves was doing this, once they'd completed all the information, they would click submit for review. So that sums up really how a user might either add a listing or edit their own listing, but to edit a listing they would have had to would need to have created that listing in the first place. Okay, hope that's helpful.